So what's your kind of methodology here? So you got the little app on your phone.
Yeah, so we're reaching out to community members, people who have engaged previously, people we want to communicate with and let them know the platform. Right now I'm volunteering for Kyle Miller, who's also running for state representative. Volunteered for his campaign previously back in 2018 when we first established our caucus.
Okay.
And just trying to get people elected who really want to represent the community and help educators and do our part to move our community forward. So, just doing the best we can. It's a nice day today.
Yeah.
To talk to the community.
Yeah.
We went too far.
Hey, Paulo, you gotta get that Chipotle sign, man.
Oh yeah, I'm tempted.
That's you right there.
I'm tempted. Runyon Avenue. Did I hear anything on Runyon Avenue? 1601. No, I don't. So it's a lot of walking. It's a lot of walking, turning around.
Yeah, when did you start this morning?
Been about here for about an hour now.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been about an hour. Technology isn't always the greatest, so it's a lot of turning around, figuring out where you're going.
Now, is there a specific app you're using? Because I know some of the people we've talked to use this like i360 thing.
We use Minivan, which is the Voter Access Network.
Okay.
It connects you to voters and community members who have previously been, engaged.
Okay.
In voting, and even those who are registered to vote.
Gotcha.
Let me jump up here. As a first-time candidate, the plan is to be canvassing regularly, daily. As we, as I get off work on weekends, as I have free time. But also with the caucus, we do it regularly. That's the number one area that we try to focus on is, engaging with candidates and working with them to speak to the community.
Okay.
So we've put in, as a caucus with the Latino Democrats of Allen County, we've put in hundreds of man hours of knocking on doors to support candidates locally who are working for progressive issues to, better our communities. So we try to do it, especially every election cycle, but doing it a lot more now.
Okay. Is there a lot of driving with the door knocking?
With the door knocking, it depends on how large the chirp is, how much area we're trying to cover.
Okay.
Sometimes you have you have neighborhoods that are really small, and you have all the houses right next to each other. Other times, when you hit more rural areas, or you can have areas that have houses that are blocks and blocks apart, or to have one outlying house that is far away from all the others. So it really just depends. Candidates and volunteers, campaign managers, they cut turf, that they want people to cover, or volunteers to cover. So it just depends how the turf is cut.
Okay. Gotcha.
What's that? How'd it go for you?
Okay.
I had a few people who were very
Receptive?
strong Miller.
Good.
That one lady, she said her sister has a she said her sister lives around the street towards State, and she said she might be a yard sign person.
Okay, cool.
But she said she has a sign in her yard that says anyone but Trump.
Oh, gotcha.
But I didn't get her address. She said we might want to knock on her door. So
Yeah,
I was
for
like,
sure.
Okay, well we'll see if we see the house. We can.
Yeah, I've got, I think there's like a couple on Spring, but I'm going to drive down that way just because I know the other group is almost done with their turf. So I'll hit those. There was one on North Highlands, I think, that wasn't done, so I didn't know.
Was it 1630?
1730, yeah.
1730. I couldn't find it.
Oh, okay.
I walked around and said I think 1728 ended, and then I went around and there was nothing there, and then I went back and it wasn't there either. So
yeah, no, I totally get it. Most of the other ones, though, there were just a ton of people who weren't home or weren't answering, and I think it's just because it's so early still.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, I think other than that, though, I think we're in pretty good shape.
Is your van? How is your van working? Because mine is like I'll walk one direction and then it'll say the houses that are right in front of me are all the way on the other side, and I'm like, no, it's right here.
I know the maps aren't the best, which kind of sucks, just because we're spending so much money on this system, which is great, but there's definitely a meeting of the minds that needs to happen between like organizers and people in the field and the people who are putting the app together.
Yeah, because you're walking and you're like, oh wait, I have to turn around. It's back in here. Wait, no, it's over here. And like, oh, okay, it's fine. I'm fine with walking. So, but still, would be nice if a little more user friendly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and hopefully once all the polling locations get solidified, because they decreased them from 116 in the county to 70.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they input all of that into Van, because if they don't and we're knocking on doors and it's like, oh, where do I vote? Then it's like, who
I
knows?
don't know,
You
yeah.
know.
Hopefully.
Morning.
Morning.
So yeah.
What's going on?
What was it?
What's going on?
We're just out here canvassing for a candidate. His name's Kyle Miller. He's running for state representative in this district. So we're just kind of catching up. We just finished knocking around here. So we're just kind of touching base, and then we're going to be heading on our way to our next one. But
Cool.
yeah. Awesome. Are you?
Thanks.
Yep. Have a good one.
You too.
Did you want some information on Kyle?
Oh yeah, I don't even know who Kyle is. So
Yeah,
let's
no worries.
See what you got.
Yeah. His main priorities
You
are.
already want shortcut.
Yeah, we usually just try to be as courteous as possible. Yeah. Yeah, so his big issues are listed on the back. It's fully funding our public education system, expanding access to quality, affordable health care, raising the minimum wage, and fighting for redistricting reform, so that when candidates step up to run for office, that they have a fair shot at winning those elections.
Alright.
So, yeah, he's also got his website and contact information on the front. So if you have any specific questions for him, you can text him, call him, email him, whatever is easier for you. And he responds directly to you. So,
All right. Hey, thanks a lot.
awesome. Have a good one.
You too, guys. Take care.
Thanks.
You too.
Yeah, so that should be good. Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
I think
so
we're moving.
I see a few 1809 Rumsey, 1802 Rumsey. Oh, now
The
it is.
guy was like, I don't vote. And I was like, well, why don't you vote? And then he's like, I don't want to talk about it. And I was like, all right, thanks for your
Come on,
time.
man.
And I was like,
Take some time. It's nice.
and I was like, especially this election, I was like, there's so much you could do.
Yeah, I know. It's like, okay, where do you want to like? I feel like sometimes you can like take your battles and you're like, okay, let me try to
Exactly.
convince you. Some people are just like,
Yep.
all right, bye.
Yeah. There was one person I caught on the phone, and she said she wasn't going to vote anymore. And I was like, well, if I mail you a request to vote by mail, will you vote? And she was like, if you send one to me, I probably will. So I was like, all right. So I mean, it's like stuff like that, just like one call that can shift people's opinions. Because
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are very turned off by politics, regardless of like what level it's at, and just trying to connect with people, I think, is important. So
Yeah, and people not want. I mean, there's so much going on right now with COVID and everything. It's that exerting that extra energy
Yeah.
towards that. And you're like, I'm already burned out with everything
Exactly.
else. Let me
Exactly.
let me just sit at home this one.
Yeah.
Which hopefully,
hopefully it's not too many.
people don't. Yeah, 'cause that's what
Exactly.
we gotta do.
Exactly.